Yes, people. Welcome back to another episode of Lion in the Room, podcast brought to you by myself, Leo Edoche Jr. I'm having a good time and I hope you are too. We'll get into it, people. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment on your favorite bit of the episode and if you're enjoying my guest as well. But I would like to introduce him. I welcome my boy Kwaku Boateng. Welcome back, man.
Hello.
Feeling good, looking clean. How are you,
Always.
my boy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Things are cool. Gradually reaching the end of the summer, and it feels good, bro. I'm not worrying about things like school, but now I'm worrying about bills. So
different things to worry about.
you give and you take, man. But talk to me, bro. I believe you've been obviously on your new ventures. You got a new job at the time. Congratulations to that, and you've been working hard, man. So what's it been like working?
Bruh, the thing is, I don't know. Working is something you do just because you kind of have to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting into this mode of thinking about what I actually want to do for myself. But I mean, in terms of actual work, I'm getting steady. I'm figuring out my stuff. I've got things I'm working towards in terms of my own personal development. And no experience is a bad experience. So every job you do, you take other bits and you use it in the next bit. But I've been thinking more on a larger scale, my self-actualization, the things I actually want to leave this world with, like my motivation. So I'm thinking a lot more about my future, because I'm getting to that age where I can't. Depending on what kind of work you do, you could end up going in different directions.
Yes,
like it's not time. Like this is not a time for just trying things. You have to kind of be a bit more purposeful.
that's true. Yeah.
So I would say that's the kind of mode I'm in right now. I'm being a bit more calculated in my movements. So that's the mode I'm in. But I mean, other than that, I'm chilling. I'm now about 2 years in my relationship, so that's a whole new kind of thing to deal with as well. Because before in the early stages, even like in the first year, you're still just kind of just you and her, but now you're involving other people.
Oh, for real,
family members, and there's all kinds of different dynamics to think about. You have to actually think about your actual future now, it's not just theory, it's becoming reality. So there's also that element of my life that's changing, and when that changes, your family dynamics also change. Because
yes, of course.
as you grow, your family have to adapt to your growth, and there can be
true.
growing pains, stuff like that. But I mean, all in all, bro, things are going okay. 2025 has been a bit of a up and down year.
Oh man, but that's what you want from a year though. You can't just have all ups, like everything's all great, Sometimes it has to go down to remind you that, hey, this ain't no dream.
That's it.
This ain't no dream. But
life gets real.
I like how you mentioned, the relationship is bringing you out of what you guys would call your comfort zone. Now you need to go introduce yourself to the parents, meet the friends, yada, yada, yada. That's actually pretty nice, man. We love the progress, bro. In this life, you realize that you have to keep moving, man. You do have to keep pushing. And when it comes to finding what it is or what path you want to follow in your life, you've always been older than me, bro. So I imagine now, like, you feel as though you need to start getting things in check.
Yeah.
How does that feel now, man? Because obviously we're still young. Like you haven't clocked 30, bro. You're chilling. You're chilling.
I start to feel that way these days.
Yeah, but it can be a bit tough. It can be hard knowing that you don't have a lot of room for mistakes.
No. I would say you still have room for mistakes. Don't get me wrong. Like, you have room for mistakes for much longer time than people would like to address, make it sound like. But yeah, you have to be a bit more purposeful. Like, one thing I've started doing is become way more purposeful with the people I spend my time with. Like, people who chat shit.
Get out of here.
Literally. Like, it's one of those things, like, even if they hit me up, sometimes I just look at my phone and be like, I never saw that message.
Yeah.
But you just gotta get more purposeful in everything you do. So even at your work, like, you don't just coast through. You actually try and learn something every day. Or at least every other day, or whatever it is. Like, you need to take something out of all your experiences that in any aspect. And wherever you go, you should be trying to move forward. Like, and even if you step back, you pick yourself up and you move forward again. Like, that's the stage out. That's how I'm at, like, right now, because it's not like I have to start getting things together. It's just like I have to start being a bit more purposeful. Like, I can't just be loitering around anymore. At least that's personally where I'm at. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wired that way, and some people are more okay just floating. But I don't want to float anymore.
Bro, you sound like you're wired properly, bro.
I'm
Because
trying to.
a lot of times it is hard for a person to focus on the goals they've set out for themselves, or if anything, narrow out, the options. And for you, man, it seems like you're starting to do that well. We've always had the opportunity to talk, bro. We had the times where it was a struggle because we didn't know how we wanted to go about achieving our dreams. It never really felt like, oh, I don't know what I want for myself, but it was always like, well, I don't know how to go about it best. I don't know how best to follow my path. And now, bro, you're just going about it. You're not really like saying I'm a meet it when I get there, but you are trying to prepare yourself for whatever situation that comes. And that's how it's meant to be in life, man.
Yeah.
But before we get into the main topic, I'd like to know what's the one thing you've struggled getting your head around in this journey?
One thing I've struggled with.
Is it the less time you have now?
I'd say one of the big things is separating reality from dreams.
Oh yeah.
You have all these dreams about what you want to do and the kind of things you want to get into, and when you actually try them, you realize how hard it is. Either you start giving up or you just pivot and think about what you actually can do, what you're comfortable changing about your dream. Because, I mean, yes, some people can go for their dreams and they'll just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and go for it. But you also find out like, okay, maybe I'm not one of those people. Maybe this dream is not actually what I want. It's just a theory. But what you actually are good at or what you actually should be aiming for becomes a bit more clear when you start making moves. When you start making moves, things just happen. Like different directions come in, and being able to discern what the right choice path is for you is fucking tough. Because it's so easy to make the wrong choice. And that's the thing I've been trying to that's I'll say the hardest thing for me right now is just figuring out the right path, because there's so many different paths you can go on.
Yes. Yeah, true, man. But I think with that, because it's never really an easy thing to go about understanding, I think we should try to focus on the journey or focus on enjoying the journey truly, man. Because, when you're young, I like to believe that we're still kind of young, bro. I'm around the same age as Jude Bellingham. I'm good.
Still young.
I'm okay.
Still young.
Still got a future. So
until the age of 40.
40. Okay, cool. So you're good too.
My head.
All right.
That's where it's at.
But the great thing about it is, man, the great thing about all of this is being able to enjoy your journey, because you should not be expected to know what it is you want to do immediately. If you know what it is, then that's great. As a person, if you're following a family tradition or a family path, that's cool. That's all right. If you're being forced into it, then that's like where you would really love to have an opportunity to follow your own dreams. But as you get older and you have that space to do whatever it is you want to, I think it's okay going through each and every option. It's a struggle when you see that, okay, this didn't work. That didn't work. This didn't work. Then what's gonna work?
That's the problem, isn't it?
You start doubting yourself
because you're like, oh, this worked and that didn't work. Now what am I gonna do? And sometimes you can just go like, oh, nothing ever worked. But the trick is to not think too much about what didn't work. Think about what bits of what didn't work actually did work, and then you start to figure out, okay, this works, that works, that works, that works, and all of a sudden your path becomes clearer and clearer and clearer.
True.
But it's not easy because especially in the world we live in where everything's happening so fast, it takes time to do those things. So when everything's happening so fast, you're thinking, I need to move fast too.
True. But you just need to take your own time.
That's it. You just need to work on you have to be at your own speed at all times.
I think all these things move really fast due to our expectations.
That's
about the expectations we have for ourselves. You expect yourself to be in a particular state, in a particular place in your life at some point. You haven't gotten there, and you feel as though everyone else is living such a great life. Aside from probably some other people that you think, yeah, I'm doing better than you, Christian. Okay. Things are bad.
Low-key, you always have that one or two people that but you're like, it could be. Yeah, I could be worse.
You don't want to be rude, bro, but yeah, there is that. But then at the end of the day, that's what another man does for his own life. But you as a person, you can't allow your expectations to make you feel as though you're not doing anything. All your expectations should remind you when to step on the gas, you know what I mean? Like actually put in a bit more work, and when to relax as well, because sometimes you don't know when you're pushing yourself past your limits, you know what I mean? with people going through crafts and goals and trying to pick out what they want for themselves, there are a few different ways you can work on the struggles, or feeling as though you're not making any progress. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people that are ready to work, because you come to see that they also have struggles as well. Not saying that their struggles will make you feel better of your.
No, you help each other.
Yeah, exactly.
You learn from each other's things. That's the best thing. That's what I get from me and my friends. We're all going through different kinds of struggles. So when we share, we learn from each other. Like, oh, okay, I can do that as well. Or they hear your struggle and they're like, okay, mine isn't that bad. And look, your conversation with your friends can do wonders for them. So if your friend calls you, especially if they're like an actual friend, give them some time. You never know what they need, what you can give to them.
100%.
Even if you're in a shit place, trust me, they can learn something from your shit place. Obviously, if you're not in an actual space to actually talk to people as well, you do come clean about that. But I'm saying, like, it's important to try and share your journey with others.
Of course, man.
It has, like you said, you have to be very careful who you share the journey with.
You don't just go talking to just anybody. But when you find people that are willing to push themselves to achieve success, people that want to work hard, people that want to live a good life, and those are the things that you want, and 100%, man, go for it. Chat with those kind of people, see what you can learn from them. You don't need to go tell them, oh, my date of birth and whatnot.
No,
that,
you don't need to share everything.
We're just talking about how we can be successful. We can be better people. We can strengthen the foundation that we're on and feel chill for it, man. Vibey, wavy stuff, bro.
It's just tough. This world is so much easier to give up.
It is.
And keep pushing.
It is. It's always easier to give up, man, because everyone's going to see when you give up, but not everyone's going to see when you're working. Not everyone's going to see when you're grinding. You're just going to see, like, oh, someone's going to message you, bro. Oh, I heard you stopped doing podcasts. Like, who told you that? I didn't speak to you in 2 months. And then you realize everyone is waiting to hear when you've given up.
It's crazy, isn't it? People are always waiting to hear when things are going down. I mean, not necessarily, but they pay more attention to your downs.
Maybe it's to make themselves feel better about their lives and their lacks.
Yeah, I think I said this once. I don't remember. I think after watching one of those shows, I think it was when I watched The Last Dance, and they were talking about how Michael Jordan, like when he quit basketball the first time, they were talking a lot about his gambling issues and stuff. And I was thinking to myself, how can people who were talking about this guy during his ascendancy so much be talking this much about something small that he's done? Look, a small gambling problem became such big news. And that was one of those moments that clicked in my brain, like, a downfall story is always better than an ascendancy story.
The downfall story lasts a whole lot longer, a whole lot longer. And I don't know why it really attracts so much attention from people. A lot of people would love to be there when you're up, They wouldn't want to be around you when you're down, but they're definitely going to talk about it to other people, But at the end of the day, surround yourself with great people, man. Always try to surround yourself with people that will be ready to help pick you up, be ready to push you to be your best, and people that also want the best for themselves, man, because it's going to rub off you.
Exactly. People like that, you hold tight.
Yeah, man.
People who, like, when you're down and they're still trying to pick you up, and you're getting pissed off at them for even trying to pick you up. Those are the ones that you think about them in your quiet time. You're like, actually,
those are some good guys.
Those are some good guys. Because it's so easy to, like, just start hating everybody.
People don't understand.
It's so easy to hate. So easy to hate. But, like, yeah, people like that you don't play with.
No, man.
You show them respect. You show them love, because there are not that many people like that in the world.
No, man. No. Well, hey, bro, we'll be getting into the podcast. We'll be getting deeper into this episode as well. Broski, the last time we talked about technology, social media, Blackberries and all that. We'll be getting into today's conversation.
I don't even remember that. I don't.
I'm just a man. I'm a man of the people, bro. I'm a lion of
Don't lie. You watch the videos before you.
I actually don't.
Me back.
I actually don't. I wish. I actually don't, bro. One time I was watching one of my episodes and I was like, yeah, I can definitely work on this. This needs to be changed. That needs to be changed. I'm a cringe.
You don't play back your own stuff.
I cringe sometimes. I'm the kind of guy be watching it, bro. And I see something, swipe out. I swipe out. I said, you didn't see me. That wasn't Leo Doce. That was solo. That was solo. Broski, obviously, the advancement of technology and AI, artificial intelligence, has been moving over the years. We haven't got flying cars. I thought we would, but AI is moving.
It definitely could happen, though.
It should happen. I think it can, but Imagine you having a flying car. Imagine everyone having flying cars. Who's paying for flights anymore? Imagine some car accidents in the sky. Oh no.
I
No.
don't think about this. Just the thought of a flying car is exciting, but you don't think about what actually could happen.
What kind of rage would you see in the air? Air rage. Flight rage.
I don't even know how that would happen. Like
you just ram into someone's car.
Now I kind of want to see it.
Get those flying cars. Get those flying cars. But basically, obviously, with AI, bro, there's been a lot of notable things I've pointed out. But I would like to start off with the creative side. The creative side of AI. People's thinking processes and creative processes. Art making, songwriting, script making, even just doing assignments, bro. More people rely on AI to write their essays. How do you see AI in today's day and age? Do you have any benefits or do you have more negative things you want to talk about?
Okay. I would say when AI first started, I was one of those people who was like, fuck that.
You were very skeptical about it.
Very skeptical. Not that I don't trust technology or anything, but it's just like, I like the ability to outthink computers. I like being able to add that little extra human touch. And I felt like following the trend of using AI would make me just like everybody else. And I didn't really like that. So I was quite against that at first. But when I started working for a tech company, obviously you have to embrace tech a bit more.
Of course.
And I saw a lot of benefits to it. It makes things a lot more easy. Like some of the things that you tend to struggle with to navigate in your mind when you use AI I think what's essential is how you use it. So I used it more like a sounding board. So I would put something in there. It'd show me what the answers or whatever, but I'd still use those critical analysis to dissect what I want to take and not want to take from it. So I think when you use AI like that, it can do wonders for you in everything you do. Absolutely everything. Like you said, writing and making songs, lyricism and all that kind of stuff. It can help you so much, but it's just, I feel like people are too lazy to do that extra bit of critical analysis, and you basically end up becoming reliant on it. You become like a bot, a
bot yourself, right?
A bot yourself, and there's no differentiation between you and everybody else using AI. Like I feel like people still need to keep that level of individualism, and AI has the potential danger of making everyone just a carbon copy.
True. That's actually very true. Funny enough, a lot of people have actually been using AI before it became this really big thing. Apple's always had Siri, for example. And now Google, they have their new and improved AI assistants called Gemini. I actually use Gemini a fair amount. But I don't be telling Gemini too, really personal stuff. I might just ask Gemini if I'm struggling with my
Don't be fooled, it captures the personal stuff too.
Of course it does. Of course it does. But we try not to focus on that.
Yeah.
When it comes to like my Rodecaster, my camera, one time my camera was overheating, bro. And I was like, Gemini, this is what's happening. My camera's overheating. What do I need to change? And some of the things that they were telling me seemed really easy. But the thing is that you just don't realize that at that point. The only con that comes with that, it's that it's never really gonna interest me to wanna know all the bits and bobs about my camera.
Exactly. You stop trying to do things.
Exactly. Human beings, bro, we're always gonna be unique. And our uniqueness also comes from emotions or, if anything, different personality traits. I am a curious guy. I'm a curious brother. I always want to know what's happening, what's going on in this. I'm not like I want to be everywhere, but curious as in, if I saw this, I want to know how it was made, bro. I see this, I want to know how it works, bro. Those kind of stuff. So when it comes to AI telling me what to do, always giving me all the answers every single time, it's lovely, but it's going to reduce my eagerness to want to know things myself. Because truthfully, no one can tell me I'm going to remember what the AI told me. I've just done everything it's commanded me to do, but I've not really sought out to understand what it is, man. Imagine an AI musician. They probably work hard to a degree in terms of, I guess, how the music is made. But the chords, the singing, the vocals, is not them.
It's not there. It's not going to be there.
How do I truly appreciate that, man? When I know that this is just AI coding, copying some voices.
That was exactly what my issue was with AI in the beginning. I was like, I feel like it just takes away creativity completely. And creativity is what made the world what it is today. Like without creativity, none of this stuff would have happened. Which kind of guy just decided one day, let's make a building super tall?
That's true.
Like before that, everything starts in one way and then somebody else comes in and changes it up. With things like AI these days, people stop thinking about what they can do and they just kind of run with the flow. At least that's personally my perception. Obviously, older people and people who are a bit more mentally individualistic don't use AI like that. But there's a lot more people who could start, especially like younger kids and stuff. I feel like we should pay very close attention to how kids use AI tools.
Yes. Yeah, 100%, man.
Because, man,
I don't believe kids deserve AI tools.
You shouldn't let them near it.
I suffered to write my essay.
Yeah.
You should too.
You
don't deserve that.
You shouldn't let them near it until they're like 16, bro.
And you know what's even funnier? Whenever they bring out some new tool to help you with your essays or to cheat, there's always a new tool to help them catch the cheaters. There's always something to help them catch them.
Yeah, that's why Kobe's been sitting through a lot of meetings in his work thing, well, because they have this AI tool that they use and people have been misusing it. So there's been a lot of HR meetings about using the AI to answer test questions and stuff. You couldn't do that 10 years ago. You actually had to study and figure things out. Now, if you can't be bothered, you just slap it on AI.
Or write me a spreadsheet about this and that, and make sure you add this, and the company's numbers and the company's letters are this, and that. And the AI just does it for you. You'll be like, oh yeah, no, if you actually want a different version of this, just let me know. So, okay, actually make it more human-like. And you get that. And you give it to your boss. It's actually, yeah, this is really good. I like this. Make 10 more.
How are you going to do that? If you didn't do the work yourself, how are you going to be?
You're going back home to pay for the full access subscription.
That's it. This is my beef. So I'm not like I'm against it or not. I just think we should be really careful. I'm now a bit less against it than I was before.
We should be careful with how we use it.
Yeah. Maybe because I was working in teaching, like the thought of using AI was just like, no, this is a bad idea. This is going to be terrible. People are going to stop thinking. Like that was genuinely my thought process.
It's going to make it, even if people don't think it's going to stop people from thinking, it's going to make it harder to think. It's going to make it harder to want
It'll
to
feel like
to
a chore.
think.
It'll feel
You'll be
like a chore.
bro, why am I struggling? You go to Coursera, your chatbots, whatever they call them, and it's like, oh, AI, can you do this? Oh, please, can you let me know this? And it gives you the full package with extra points and stuff. Why do you need to struggle? Now you just screenshot that and you read it out.
I feel like AI is good for some things though, because like when I was working for the last company I worked for, there's a tech company that they don't just run AI tools, they run a bunch of like digital transformation stuff. I found that AI could be good for certain types of things, like especially like when you're planning a trip, AI makes that shit so much easier.
It makes it easier, of course.
You still have to make the final decision, but at least they lay out your plan.
Yes.
Stuff like that AI is perfect for, but things that require critical analysis, please approach with caution.
Yeah, use your brain. Like
use your brain.
When you're thinking packing for a holiday, if you tell the AI all the things you want to carry and then you ask the AI, okay, tell me what is priority, tell me what you think is not useful, what I shouldn't carry, then the AI is like, oh, I think you don't need to take 2 towels. The hotel's gonna provide one, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. You see stuff like that, perfect.
That's cool. Make me this painting, make me this. Like, bro, we saw Will Smith eating spaghetti and that picture looked so horrific. Have you seen any of those AI pictures?
No.
You need to check that out, man. Like when we take a little break, you need to check out Will Smith eating spaghetti. That stuff looks horrendous. And then you see how far it's come to, I think the last video they made about it was probably 2024, early 2025. And it actually looked like Will Smith. He had some really big ears though, but he was eating the spaghetti, bro. It was packed on his fork, bro. He was eating the spaghetti.
That's just not him.
Not him, all generated by AI. Or even if you want to just sit down, look through your phone to see all the videos, bro. All the videos, all the adverts, advertising apps to help with either time management or to help you get rid of an addiction or to help with therapy. You realize most of the adverts now are all AI. Crazy stuff, bro. But you realize that it's AI from either the fingers, the hands, or even just the mouth. They say that the mouth you need to watch the teeth or inside of it to see that you don't see a tongue. I saw a guy who he was staring a cop. There was nothing inside.
What the?
There was nothing inside. He obviously, that was the whole advert. He was literally advertising his app and everything, but they're all just AI now. Some people don't use their creativity anymore.
That is scary.
Anything can come out.
That's actually another thing we probably should pay more attention to. The fact that these days anything could be AI. You need to there needs to be some sort of filter.
Yeah, 100%.
AI real.
Who's gonna sit down wanting to make a filter?
That's the age-old question with human beings in general. We're too lazy to go that extra mile most of the time.
Oh man.
On average, people can't be bothered. And that's what these AI people are. That's what the AI developers are banking on, us being too lazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I always found a bit dangerous about it. But the convenience is there. I won't pretend like it's not really good and convenient sometimes. It's just, I always say approach with caution.
No, 100%, man. I agree with you in that case. But now let's look at the cons, because at the end of the day, there are good things, there are bad things. We've kind of talked about a few cons, but the main thing about AI that worries me is alteration of content. Now, when I say alteration of content, right. I ain't talking about like videos, platforms, like what you're seeing online in the room. I'm talking about putting your picture online, someone taking that picture, modifying it, or someone modifying your voice so that they can, commit fraud.
Someone tried to pull that on me recently, actually.
Really?
Yeah, someone called me pretending to be one of my dead uncles. He was using an AI tool, and I don't know how they got a camera, like a recording of his voice.
Oh.
But I was like, it's not him. He's definitely not alive anymore. So I know it's not him, but the fact that it sounded so realistic, I was like, they must have used AI or something. When I told my dad, he was like, hey, how? He was confused. And I was like, Dad, this is what people do now. You need to be on job.
Yeah, you need to be aware of these things.
You need to be on job. Because it's scary. Like you said, they just alter things now. It's too easy.
Yeah. Imagine you just get a call, bro. You're hearing like your brother and he's telling you like, yo, bro, there's a problem. And you just heard problem and you're like, okay, how can I help you? But you're not even thinking, why are you in another country right now?
Exactly.
Why is your location saying this? It's crazy. You really have to be very careful with how you move about these things. I have noticed a lot of people use AI to also, I'll say, like forge signatures and things like that.
Damn.
You're forging signatures, or you're coming out and you're just making random pictures, bro. Weird pictures, man.
That's scary.
That's why like things like these need to be moderated. They need to be watched. They need to be handled better, man. They need to be handled better because AI has its pros, bro. At the end of the day, AI has its pros.
The argument is always going to be but that's people's rights to use the technology how they want to use it. Then it becomes a whole thing about people's rights and stuff. And it's just like, sometimes, not in a rude way, but some of these rights you try and fight for they're not good for you. They're not good for you. Some regulation is needed at times, but yes, it'd be nice to regulate, but I don't see it ever being fully regulated. Like they might only after a big scandal or like something really bad happens to like one person. Like let's say someone's able to use AI to actually like
Taylor Swift. That whole scandal about Taylor Swift. Some weirdo was making like some AI sexual content about her, and immediately she complained, bro. All that stuff was taken down. So there's obviously a bias with how it's handled.
Yeah,
there's a bias.
There will be because you're also taking money out of people's pockets when you stop the freedom.
But why do you want freedom to be a freaky frog, bro? There should not be freedom to be a freaky frog. Once you find a person doing wrong, you should call that person out on the wrong that they're doing. But you're not going to call them out. Why? Because there's someone else that's doing it. At the end of the day, bro, there's regulation and there should be moral principles as to how things should be handled.
Moral principles.
Yes.
Those moral principles change like the wind these days.
What's changing them, bro? There's another person that wants to add their moral principles.
That's the thing.
Yeah, man. And that's why it shouldn't be, though. You come out thinking you know
you're
better.
Funny, man. You actually believe that if you call these things out, it should happen. That's what you're sounding like.
Well, you're forgetting that at the end of the day, aside from me just calling it out, you feel this way because you haven't seen people act on it, though. If I came out and I said, hey, man, this thing needs to be properly handled, this thing needs to be properly watched, and you tell me, oh, bro, well, No one else is watching it. What am I meant to do? All right, cool, man. Then you're never gonna want to change that.
Dude.
Keep using it the way you want to use it. But I'm gonna go find people that want to have it changed,
Mm.
and we do something about that. But the issue is that nobody wants to do anything about it. So you just
That's
keep
the
running
thing.
around in that loop. I believe that these things can always be changed. I love AI. I think AI, the advancement of it is good. It's okay. It goes to show that as people, as human beings, we can create these things that can help us, that can make things easier. Imagine trains controlled by AI. Imagine transportation.
Yeah, stuff like that.
You know,
Makes
particular
sense.
things where AI had control to watch these things, you know, security, you know, not cases where you're using AI to generate weird pictures and, you know, destroy your creativity. People need to obviously be aware and should want more for themselves, should want more for others around them. And then you're always gonna, you will then find an interest. Or if anything, you know, my words would then change to action.
Yeah. One other thing I forgot to mention about AI is something a relative actually complained to me about when I was working at the same company, because I was telling her about what I was doing.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, but AI is taking so many people's jobs, it's changing this and that and that and that. And I was thinking to myself, well, it also is creating new opportunities for, because, you know, like, let's be real here, the job market for people around our age is getting
It's getting smaller.
really small. But AI is opening a whole new door for people like us.
Like what?
Because, like, if you, like, one of my friends went back into do his master's to learn about how to consult people on AI.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new job stream.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So, you know, yeah, it's closing some doors, but it could also open others.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's opportunities with it, but it's like with everything, like with every new innovation, there's always pros and cons. And I was just thinking, like, I don't know. I was thinking, do the pros outweigh the cons with AI?
Do the pros outweigh the cons? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say the pros outweigh the cons. There are so many more pros than cons. There are definitely so many more pros than cons. AI will always help because when it comes to retaining information, AI does that very well. When it comes to precision, you know, efficiency.
Precision?
Yes, bro.
You sure?
What did you see those AI robots running on the track or something?
No.
Yeah, because they ain't no precision in what they were doing. But the thing is that as it gradually improves, bro,
Yeah.
these are robotics. At the end of the day, a robot will never shake. A robot's arm will never shake the way a man's hand does.
Shake.
Robots don't get anxiety. Robots don't feel fear. I don't believe robots have emotion. So when it comes to particular things, they will definitely be able to handle it without having that emotional outburst if there's ever such a case. I think there will be pros. Why do you think there are more cons than pros?
I used to think there were more cons than pros because obviously I was against it, but
You believe robots are taking over the world, don't you?
well, yeah, I started thinking about things like what you call it?
Isn't
What that film? What's the name of that film?
Isn't the one with Will Smith, iRobot?
iRobot, but also the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I keep forgetting the name.
No, Terminator.
Terminator. That's it.
If you want to live.
That was my first thought when I spoke about it. I was like, they warned us about this how many times and now we're doing it. Like,
maybe it's because they see the evil in humanity. Yeah, they see the evil in humanity, bro, and they realize that man, AI should be the one running the world because humans are filled with so much faults.
yeah, but I mean, obviously, after actually using it, I realized obviously this is just, it's not exactly going to play out like that. Obviously, it's just a movie. But my thought process,
some portal opens nowhere.
My thought process was just thinking like, I don't think we should jump on it too much because, like I said, I don't want humans to lose what makes them the humans.
What makes a human, bro?
Low-key failure. Failure really does shape you.
It is one of those things.
It's one of those things. And with things like AI, some people will never fail.
True.
They'll just bullshit their way for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, it's still regulating it. So you see that, bro. At the end, it's still regulating it. Being able to watch how it's used at the end of the day. If you make it accessible to everyone in the world, then you should also make it security conscious.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing now. After actually like using it and stuff, I've realized there are some controls in place. Just that, without actually getting involved, you can create all kinds of ideas in your head.
Is there anything about AI that you've liked so far out of all
Like
of
I
it?
said, the convenience that you can make a lot of things that usually are really hard to do, makes it a lot easier. Like the mundane things like planning your day, doing a job search, writing an essay. Like you don't use it to actually write the essay, but it can help you formulate your thoughts.
Oh, I can't lie, bro.
It's true. If AI was there during uni, I would have
written my essays.
I would have rinsed it.
Man, I don't know about that though. Maybe a little thesis. Maybe a little thesis here and there, man. But damn, it would have made things so much easier.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it would have made it easier to actually write the essay. Like, you might not have used it to write the essay, but at least plan your shit out. So that when you actually write it takes you an hour instead of 4 days.
Because I used to be a last minute. Sometimes I still do things last minute, bro. My mom ain't happy with me when I do it like that though. But last minute, bro, I'd be there and I'm doing that essay from midnight. I'm in the library all night. If I knew I could just type into a little computer, just do this, add this reference, do that. But they started catching people. That's the thing. They started catching people, bro. Because the next email we started seeing was like, oh, we see you guys have been doing your essays with AI. Just to let you know, we can find out that this is written by a computer and you fail. It's like, yeah, man.
That's what I'm saying. Don't use it to write it. You use it to plan.
Oh my days, bro.
Use it to plan.
I think it's okay if you use AI to plan out what you're going to do, you know, because then if it gives you any examples or things to search out, at least it's not giving you all the answers. Don't use AI to cheat your way out of life, man. I'd say like just work it through, allow it to accompany you, let it help you, let it structure things out for you. Because I mean, like, if you look at it as a helper and not really the one that's making the decisions for you, I think that's a better way to go about it, man.
Yeah. I think, so these days I see it a bit more positively, but I would stay it's like 50-50.
Before you know it, it becomes like that game, bro. Have you heard of this game, Detroit Become Human?
No. So these things.
This game came out a while ago, bro. Damn, it came out maybe like 2018. I'm just an old man, people,
sorry.
He's just not cool, man.
I'm cool in different ways, that's all.
Yeah, sure, call it that, bro. But either way, in Detroit Become Human, like, there was a mix of AI robots that looked like humans and actual humans. But the thing is that the robots worked for the humans. They were all adapted into society, but that's what they were, robots. But some robots were abused. Some robots were really abused by like human society and stuff like that. So some, you call it malfunction, but some of them say they were fighting back. So it's a whole dystopian type setting where robots are also looking for liberation and some humans are looking for peace with robots. Man, oh, bro, Jesus should come back soon, bro. But you just have to be careful with what you use. You need to be careful with the AI. You need to be careful with how you go about doing things in your life, bro. Oh man. Oh, robots.
Robots getting abused.
We'll be right back. Yes, guys, so this has been Lion in the Room. If you are enjoying the episode, do not forget to like and subscribe. I think I say this all the time, but I just want you guys to know. I'm your host, Leo Edoche Jr.
Begging it.
I got my... What did you say?
He's begging it.
I'm begging it. If I had to beg you guys for something, though, you would know when I'm begging. But hey, if you like us, you like us. You don't like us, it's Kwaku's fault. Anyways, though, we spoke about AI from a comical perspective, our own perspectives. Through our understandings, though, we know that as people, there isn't really a need to over-rely on AI. Because let's be real, bro, it was tailored after the human brain. So when it comes to understanding, replicating things, even the efficiency, as great as people make it out to be, AI shouldn't be something you 100% rely on.
No.
You should be able to rely on yourself, your experiences, what you've learned, and what you're willing to learn as well. Looking at your life, broski, looking at how you tailor yourself to follow your own path, I wanted to bring out a quote, you know, or a proverb, metaphor, whatever the people want to call it. You know, they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you don't really seek out, you won't find. How do you relate that to your own life? In a sense, whereas in this life, broski, if you're in one box, you're never really going to know what's in the next box.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know until you try, right? And I'm a trier. I try a lot of things. Most people don't like how much I try things.
Really?
Yeah, because like it's not that they don't like it, but it's like they're thinking to themselves, "Why is he doing that?"
Mm-hmm.
But it's just me. I just want to try things to see how it is. Like I've always been like that. When I was a kid, I was one of those kids who'd put his hand on the stove.
Ah, so you're a curious brother like
I'm
me.
curious, but the thing is, I don't just theorize. I just do. Like I would just do it. So like, let's say I could easily have been one of those kids who'd be like, I'll see drug dealers on the side. I'll go and talk to them. Like, what are you guys doing? That's just how I was. So my parents used to. I won't say they used to act like I was a ticking time bomb, but there was always this level of keep your eye on him.
Yeah, man, precaution, bro.
Yeah, keep your eye on him. Because I didn't have any fear. I had zero fear. And I let my curiosity mask my sense of danger.
You didn't go talk to no drug dealers, though, did you?
No. I'm just using it as an example.
Okay.
There were some things, is ingrained in your brain. You don't do this. You don't do this. No matter how much you want to, you don't do this.
Kwaku Boateng, no fear.
I mean, I learned to develop a certain amount of fear as I got older, especially after things happen to you. Then you get more. Your fear receptors in your brain start to develop. So yeah, I say you don't try, you don't gain. Like, so if you ask me how I navigate my life, I always try things and then learn from whatever experience comes from trying it.
Mm-hmm.
But as you get older, you need to be a bit more selective with what you do try. Like I said earlier when we were talking before we start recording, I was talking about how I'm just getting more purposeful of what I do. So yeah, I would say just try things more because you will never ever be able to figure out what path is actually for you until you figure out all the paths that are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say that's how I choose to navigate my life. But that doesn't work for everybody. Some people need to have a bit more of a plan. I find plans don't work for me. It just puts pressure. I find it quite, I won't say like disorientating, but like when I have to plan things out, having to stick to that plan sometimes feels a bit draining, and I feel like if I mess up the plan, everything's going to go to waste. When I leave things a bit more open, it's easier for me to navigate because I'm naturally able to quickly come up with plans once something becomes available. But it's just, try things out is what I would say. That's why I always tell all my students, like, if you're interested in this, try it out first. And if you don't like it, there's also this, there's also that, there's also this. Like, I try to make sure that the world is your oyster. Let people see that the world can be your oyster if you choose to make it that way. But obviously, I understand that some people's economic situation doesn't allow them to try things. So there's also that element. And I wouldn't say I don't know how to navigate it, but it's like one of those things where you figure it out as you go along. And yeah, you just go for it. You
just start off by being willing to try.
That's it.
The willingness to want to try something.
If there's a will, there's always a way.
That's lovely, bro. I like that. I'd like to still ask now, knowing that you were a trier, you were a curious person, you were willing to go through experiences to know what it is for you, what's what for you. How did you handle failure? Going through the first thing you've tried out and that's not for you, second's not for you, third's not for you. Maybe the fourth one worked out, but the fifth to the eighth did not work out in any way.
How do I handle failure? I tend to dissect what went wrong a lot.
Yeah.
When I fail at something. So I'll think about what actions I took that led to that failure. And the tricky part was figuring out how to not was trying to remember that just because you made those choices does not make you a dumb person or something, but it's just you tried something and it didn't work. And you couldn't have stopped some of those things from happening. They just happened. So I would say, I tend to handle failure a bit more graciously than most people would expect me to because I seem like I always really want things. So when I fail, I'm going to like crash out. But I don't really I just get frustrated at the fact that when I fail, I'm like, but I could have done this and it would have succeeded. I don't think, oh my gosh, I failed. My life is over. I start thinking, nah, I only failed because I took my foot off this thing. I always see it as more like you just missed something more than you just did this badly. I never think I do anything badly. Say right or wrong, really? I trust myself too a lot. It pisses a lot of people who are very close to me off because like I come across like everything you say doesn't make sense. This is just me. Everything I want to do can work if I will my mind to it. And then sometimes people, depending on people's levels of, should I say openness to risk, that can be a bit scary for some people. But for me, it's like, go for it. You never know.
Had there been times when like you found out that you were wrong
Of course. Of course. You're not perfect. But I mean, even when I find out I'm wrong, I still act like I could have been right.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it depends on what it is. With some things, like obviously it's black and white. Like you were wrong, this is right, and you're just like, okay, fine, moving on. And sometimes after depending on like let's say you've had an argument with like a family member, and you are definitely wrong. Sometimes they expect you to come in with a bit more like humility, but I'm just like, okay, I was wrong, moving on. That pisses them off a lot. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I always say you live and you learn, you only learn, and those kind of things. That's the way I've chosen to live my life. And that's how I plan to do it going forward. Obviously, as I get older, the levels of risk will reduce because there's less room for error because there's more things to commit to. Like, eventually I'll have children and I'll be get married and all those kind of things. So you can't just do things anymore. But I would say I'll always try things before and I'll just take that risk because you never know what's going to come from it.
100%, bro. I agree with you. It's plain and simple. It's good to be curious, bro. If you're not curious, you're never really going to be eager to know what's going on. My mom always used to tell me this. Used to tell me to check the news. Always check the news. Read the newspaper. Do this. Tedious stuff, bro. To me, why am I doing that, bro? I don't want to check the news. What's going on? It's not my business and stuff like that. Now, I'm always checking the news. I'm always checking newspapers. I'm always out there looking to find out what's current because I need to know what's going on around me, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know what's going on if I'm not curious to check out. And I'm still curious in other ways, bro. Like I said, with my camera, things like that. I would literally ask Gemini something, but that's fine. You've solved that issue for me. I think everything else I can find myself. If I can't find it, like after checking, maybe, I'll take a little break, I'll pray, and then I'll come back and check again. But if I feel like I need to use the AI, I'll do it.
Yeah.
As a person, sometimes I don't even accept my wrongs the best way, bro. I'm a funny guy, man. Someone could be talking to me and they're saying something, and I'll just be like,
Yeah.
And someone might think like, yeah, this nigga is just disregarding everything I'm saying. It's like, no, I'm listening. I'm actually listening.
But
I don't have anything else to say. Imagine you hearing me say yes. Yeah. Okay.
That's you.
That's me. That's what I do.
I'm saying that's you. You're saying in your head, that's you. That's what you want to do.
That's cool. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
I always use this quote from and again, The Last Dance, Michael Jordan. I'm not like I'm very much like Michael Jordan, but there were some quotes I took from that show because it's definitely how I think about things.
I'm trying to hear it.
Because there was like this scene from one of the episodes, one of the closing episodes, when he's talking about how he chose to play basketball.
Oh, if y'all don't like it, that's the way he was crying.
Yeah. He's like, that's you because you didn't win anything. That's me. That's just how I think about it. Like, you chose to do what you do, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And if you don't like it, yeah, like I'll just do what I do. Like, because I know what I want for myself. I have to try things to figure out if it's going to work or not. Like, I'll never know until I try.
100%, man. 100%.
And that's just how I do things.
That's good.
So when someone tries to like, question me or like they try and put out their opinion, like, if I don't agree with them, I just leave it as I always say, you do you. You do what you like to do, but I'm going to do what I like to do. And as long as we are able to accept each other's differences, I'm fine. But some people want you to understand and come to their side. It's just never going to be me.
Yeah, you can't. You can take a horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink.
There you go. I'm one of those guys, like you could take me somewhere and I'll end up doing something completely different to what you would expect me to do.
Or you might just be a stubborn guy, I can't lie.
I am definitely stubborn at my core.
Okay.
Definitely stubborn at my core. I just know that you can't be stubborn all the time. So I try really hard to listen to other things and take other perspectives. But I was just like that. Like I'm just wired that way. I always believe in what I'm doing.
I hear that, bro. I'm a bit hard-headed as well. Man. It's a bit tough.
I always adapt. I will say I do adapt, but it's just like initially my first thought is what I'm doing is going to work.
I have to learn from my mistakes. Learning from your mistakes is everything. I'm always eager to learn. I'm a curious guy, feeling as though I can do things a particular way normally just comes from confidence, sometimes pride, and sometimes more times through experience. So it could be all of those things, could be one of those things. But as a person, as a man, as a strong individual, it's always good to be curious enough to know what's going on around you, to be curious enough to know what you want for yourself, even if it's watching or looking through another person's life. You just realize what you want for you, and you just need to have that dogged relentlessness to seek it out. Sometimes you'll be wrong, sometimes you'll be right. But you learn from the mistakes.
That's it.
Not everyone's a Sherlock, bro.
I just feel like some people just like to think too much about what can go wrong.
I do that sometimes as well.
But it stops you from trying things out. Like the world is full of so many different things. And until you try, sometimes you don't see it.
It's true.
That's just how I think about things. So it's difficult to sometimes explain that to people who don't see it that way. Because you come across sometimes arrogant. You come across like you're crazy, like all kinds of like, it's never positive. It's always people are looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Like that kind of phrase, what's wrong with you? I used to hear it a lot when I was a kid.
Really?
Kwaku, what's wrong with you? And I'm just like, I don't see anything wrong with this. This is just what it is. That's what life is for, isn't it? But as you get older, you start to figure out, okay, there's some things you can't take risks with. There's other things you definitely can.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just navigate. You need the wisdom of God. Yeah, so if you're a Christian, definitely that's something you should always do. You should pray before you do anything.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're like, okay, this looks interesting, but maybe what people are warning me about is right. God will direct you.
Amen.
So yeah, I would say, yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm working on right now. I'm trying to be a bit less, I wouldn't say fearless, but like, should I say like stubborn? A bit less stubborn, because that's part of growing up. You can't be stubborn anymore. You have to at least be willing to listen to other opinions.
Yes, 100%, man. Be willing to learn, man, because everything is based off of experience. So a person who's lived longer than you has definitely experienced a lot more than you. The funny thing with technology is that sometimes it makes people feel as though others that were born in a later time, in a previous generation, are disconnected from what's happening today. You know, fair enough, they may not understand much of what is being brought out, or they don't have time to get themselves associated with it, because I want to believe that some grandmas and grandpas are still tech whizzes, bro. Like they're still
they are. They're
interested.
They still understand. Like, so there's a certain reaction that comes from that you get from learning about new tech that hasn't changed. So even if they don't understand the tech you're talking about, they still understand the thinking and the process. So you'd be surprised. You tell them about something and they're just on the same page as you. They might not understand anything about what you're talking about, but they understand what you're doing.
Okay.
That's what I've realized. Because like I had this thing with my dad. I thought he was definitely tech inept, because he even used to struggle to turn on an AC remote in Ghana. Like he would call me all the way from my boarding house in Reading, asking me how to turn on the AC remote in our house. But then when I got older, I realized that he does understand. He just chooses to navigate it differently.
Okay. Wait, just no time to.
Yeah, exactly. It's just long for him.
Press it from the right area.
Exactly.
Those aircon remotes, bro. You could be right in front of it and it doesn't want to come on.
That's it.
So I think your dad was giving him a hard time.
But why are you calling me? Why not call somebody else?
Because you're the first son, bro. You're the first son.
Why not call somebody else?
Imagine I call my boy. I'm like, hey, bro, I need your help with my AC, and he's like, brother, you need help with your AC. Let me call my son. Hey, bro, what do I do with this? So that like his exhaustion can be private. I go to the boss. Leo doesn't have to put on the AC. No, bro, who told you that? Oh man. There you have it, people. This is the end of our episode. I'm your host, Leo, and I got my boy Kwaku on. We've had a lovely conversation. People, do not forget to be curious enough to want something, to want more for yourself. Seek things. At the same time, improve on yourself. Do not rely on something to do everything for you, but try and add that into your day-to-day planning so that it will make you a lot more efficient, so that you can actually remember the things you're learning, and as a person, you still be helpful to those around you in your community. AI is a great thing. I believe that AI will take a lot of jobs, but as a person, you always have to expand that niche, and we're all able to do that. So don't forget that. Take care of yourselves. Lion in the room, we're out.